Hi everybody, I'm hoping that I'm live. This is live number 2. So, I'm going to tell you about what we're going to make, and I'm going to tell you about my 2 upcoming classes for February. And so, let's get started. I'm going to try and watch myself because I'm a geek like that, maybe to see the comments. I'm hoping. So, I'm going to tell you about my 2 let's look at what we're going to make tonight. So we've got 2 pops of color coming. So the first one is, I've got the Magenta Madness, which is one of the new in colors, and so we're gonna make this background with the stamp set Lovely You, and we're gonna put it on a card base. We're gonna add in our sentiment with our punch. Never can leave an envelope naked, so we're gonna do some punching on there, and then just let me tell you the colors that I used there for this guy. So it is Mango Melody, the Magenta Madness that I said, the Smoky Slate, and then the Granny Apple Green. So those are our colors. They really have a nice pop. And today was a particularly dreary day, and I felt like I needed to have some color going on. Okay, so that's the first one. I'm gonna make it with different colors though. We're gonna make this next one with Crushed Curry, Gorgeous Grape, and Pear Pizzazz. Exactly the same, well, similar. And then we're also gonna make another card. Same type of idea, but we're gonna use the Designer Series paper for a background. And we're gonna layer the sentiment. We're gonna stamp our envelope, because we can, and that's our second card. Okay, so let me go quickly through the classes. So right now I've got 2 classes coming up. One is with the Dragonfly Garden. Just let me move this stuff out of the way. And so what you do is you buy the stamp set and the punch, and then we're making these cards. So this one's like a fun fold, like that. So we're going to use the Designer Series paper from the suite, and we're going to be stamping the dragonflies. What's that way? And just let me grab so this bundle is $49.50. This is what it looks like. And so the punch matches these 2 dragonflies here. So we're going to be stamping and punching them out, and then it punches out this little guy too. So when you buy the bundle, then this card class is free. So I cut up all of these pieces for you, not the stamping. We'll do the stamping together. So the kit will come mailed to you, or you can pick it up, and it'll come with all the bits and pieces. And then on a Zoom class, we'll walk through it all and put the cards together. So that's the first class. Now this class is happening February 22nd from 7 to 9, and February 27th, which is a Saturday, from 10 to 2. So let me know if you're interested in that one. And the next class that I have, which is going to be February 28th and March 6th. So this one I would definitely say is for an avid crafter. It uses the Art Gallery suite. And so again, similar to the other, you buy the stamp set and the dies that cut out these flowers. And then we're going to stamp. These are 2-step stamping. And this is gilded, it's called gilded leafing. And so we're going to emboss a bit and then get this gold on there. It's really cool doing this gold gilded leafing. So that's what the cards look like for that class. Now this one, similar to the other classes, you buy the bundle, and the bundle is $68, and so you get the stamps and the dies, and then I send you all of these, and then there's 2 more cards that are coming. I'm leaving them as a surprise. and then we'll put them all together on a Zoom class. So if the dates don't work for you, not to worry. We'll do a YouTube video so that you can see afterwards. So just let me show you in the catalog where this punch is that we're working with today. It's called the Lovely You, and it's got the stamp set and the matching punch here. So for every $60 you spend, you get a free Celebration item. So if you're not familiar with that, over on my website, thecanadianstamper.ca, I've got links to the catalogs there. Okay, so let's get crafting. I'm not sure if anybody's going to join me tonight with crafting. Super fun if you do, because I'd love it if you'd post in the comments. Oh, and I'm doing a giveaway. I'm giving this guy away tonight. I'm going to do a random draw for anybody that posts in the comments tonight. I've got a couple of these in my Celebration pre-order, and I don't need to, and I love giving stuff away. So this is a brand new stamp set from the Celebration catalog, red rubber. So post, share, comment, all of that gets you an opportunity to do that as a draw. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to just quickly go over the supplies in case you're doing it with me. So it's just a regular card base. This one's Smoky Slate. And then I've got the first layer here. I don't know if you guys have ever seen, I did this ages ago in another video, but my team member Erica Edney for Media Paper Crafts introduced me to this. And it's kind of like a cheat sheet for doing layers of the cards. I use it all the time. So I got this ring, and then, so to know what size this is, the first size that would go on the first layer, it's going to be 4 by 5 1/4. And let's say, like, we were going to add on another one. This one here gives you a perfect 1/4 inch all the way around. And then once you get into some of the smaller sizes for sentiments and things, it's just there. So yeah, that's fun to have. You can message in the comments. I'm happy to send you the PDF for that as well. Okay, so then we've got our 2 strips. One of them is 1 inch by, I don't know, about that much. Okay, let me measure by 4. And then this one is 3/4 by about 4. Well, it's less than 4. Okay, so let's get our inks out. We're going to set these pieces aside. Oh, and I've got the envelope to stamp too. So we're going to start with our base layer, and we're going to get the inks out. So I've got Crushed Curry, I've got Gorgeous Grape. My Crushed Curry is looking a little worse for wear here. We might have to change that color up. What's this? This is Pear Pizzazz. So I don't know if you know, but you can, not in this example, but here you can, when you get a stamp set, on the back here you should have some stickers. So you can put the label here, and then you can also put the matching one here, so that when you have a bunch of ink pads all lined up on a project, you're not stamping ink in the wrong ink, which wouldn't wreck your ink pad, but it certainly would not be ideal. Okay, so what we're going to do, let me bring out the sample again, is we're going to stamp and sort of make our own background. So this is total freestyle. You can do, you know, either follow and do it exactly, or you can decide to do it, you know, only at the top coming around and put the sentiment here. You can do it only in the middle coming out, and then the sentiment would cover the center so that you would get some coming out. But I'll just leave that there so you can see. Okay, so I've got all of my stamps that I'm going to use from the stamp set here mounted on my blocks already. So I'm going in. I'm doing it. I'm actually going to check this because I'm not super happy with this. Yeah. We're going to abort the Crushed Curry, and we're going to go Daffodil Delight because we can. Where's my stamp? Daffodil Delight is a lovely color, so we'll just do that instead. All right, so let's go in. We're going to clean this off. I've got this. This looks awful, doesn't it? It's amazing. This thing, if you don't have one, it's called a stamp chamois. It looks terrible, but it totally cleans your stamps. I have a lot of stamps going tonight. Alternatively, I have, if I just have one stamp or whatever, then I'll just use a wet wipe. But this stamp cleaner is amazing. All right, so let's do a test. Yes, that's better. Okay, so I'm going to do kind of almost around in the corners. There. And then all of these little side things we're gonna fill in as we go. All right, I'm happy with that. I'm gonna do Gorgeous Grape next with this one. That's a pop of color. I love it. Yep. I like the yellow and the purple together. I'm digging it. Okay, so this one I'm gonna go just a little sneaky one here. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I might come back to that one. What else have we got? That's my sentiment. So I've got leaves and a flower and another flower. So let's do our leaves next in the Pear Pizzazz. See what that looks like. So we're just kind of filling in. So the idea is to not overlap, obviously, where you can. In my other one I did overlap a little bit, but it's not a big deal. But you're kind of creating your own little background. So there's lots of color coordinations that you can do, of course. In my weekly newsletter, I try to put in some color inspiration. So if you're not signed up for that newsletter, you can message me or go to canadianstamper.ca and there's a link there to sign up for it. Okay, so now I've got a couple of holes here and here, but we have 2 more stamps to go. I feel like I'm gonna go, I feel like I need another color. Oh, what color do you think we go? I'm feeling pink. How about Flirty Flamingo? Yes. All right, so let's do this one. Yeah, that goes good with the purple. And we're going to do a little sneak here. And there. Yeah, it's good. Okay, so now I feel like I'm going to mix up a little bit of these. I'm going to do a purple one here. I'm going to clean it off. And I'm going to do some Flirty Flamingo flowers around. So then we're going to start to fill in yeah. Okay, so now I want to fill in just a few of these little holes. So we're just barely stamping off, just barely stamping just to fill in some of the white space there. You could leave it if you wanted to. Totally. We're freestyling. That's what these little stamps are good for. Am I missing the stamp? Oh no, that's that one. Good. Okay, so just let me look at my strips here, see how we're doing. I feel like I need something up here. I'm going in. Let's see. I'm going to do this one. And I'm going to do it in yellow. And I'm just going to go right here. That's it. Okay, I lied. I'm doing one more. I want a yellow one right here. Okay, now I'm done. All right, so let's see what this looks like on our card base. So it's Smoky Slate, I think I said that. Yeah, and then there's our sample one. I feel like I'm a little more busy here, but that's okay. I like it. I like it. Give me a thumbs up if you like it. All right, so now we're going to use the punch. Okay, first we're going to actually stamp our sentiment so that I can put these inks away. So this stamp set is lovely, just like the title says. However, what makes this stamp set nice is that I feel like it's elegant with the scriptiness of some of the fonts that are there. So I'm using Just Because I want to send out some happy cards, just because it's dreary. So that's going to fit nicely right on there. But there's obviously lots of different ones that you could put on. And for this particular card style, you could fit just about any of these for sure. I mean, it's made to go with the punch, so none of them are going to be more than an inch wide and long enough, of course, in this type of a card for you to use any of them. So I've got Gorgeous Grape, so I'm going to use the matching Gorgeous Grape color to stamp my sentiment. No, first I'm going to punch it because I'm OCD like that, and if it's crooked, then I'm going to have to start all over again. So, okay, so these, let me just tell you about this punch. So this punch will do 2, you can actually do 6. So you're going to have these different tracks that you can go in. So the biggest one is an inch, then it goes down by 1/4 of an inch to 3/4, and then down another 1/4 of an inch to 1/2. So depending on how you want to stack, you could do 3 layers, I guess, if you want. And then it's got the 2 different ends. So for me, when I'm punching, I'm choosing this side. I always flip it over because I like to see what's happening back here. And I'm just going to line it up. So the tracks are nice and all, but I like to do it with my eyeballs. Okay, that's what it looks like. I'm going to flip it around and do the same thing. Oh, and so I'm just squeezing here. Be careful not to pinch your hand in there. You'll only do that once because it really hurts, like a lot. Okay, so I'm lining up left to right, and see, that's going to be crooked. So much pressure. Okay. Am I happy with this? Beautiful. All right, now let's stamp sentiment. So I'm going to use the grid on my paper to line up my sentiment. And I'm just going to eyeball it for where it is in the center, left to right. Boom. Okay, so now I'm going to put these away before I get ink on myself, and then we're going to stamp, and then we're going to punch the other side. And if your ink pads stick in here, like they're super stiff, I have a YouTube video over on my YouTube channel that shows you a trick on how to unstick those. All right, so we use this one for the top. So then this is the 1 inch. So I'm gonna, you could use the same side if you want. I'm not going to. If you have this punch, then you can do as you wish. If you don't have this punch and you decide to get it, I think it's $50 somewhere in there. So then you could add in some glue or this stamp chamois, which I think is 10 or 11 bucks, and then you qualify for a free celebration item. So that's good times. Okay, look at this coming together. Oh no. Oh no. Look at that, it's too long. All right, surgery it is. All right, now someone, a demonstrator smarter than me, has a YouTube video on how to do this properly, and you're thinking to yourself, but Tanya, it's going to be not centered. There's 2 sides. 2 sides. I should have measured. All right, let's try this again. Now, clearly can't use that side. Oh, okay, that's better. All right, let's do this again. Right, so YouTube channel has the how to unstick your new Stampin' Up! Ink pads if you're interested. Newsletter on my website for color inspiration, just because. All right, so let's glue this together, and then the next card is faster. I don't know if anybody's crafting with me. I'm not smart enough to figure out whether or not I have comments. I'm sorry. I'm learning. But hopefully, if you are crafting, then you will post in the comments your creations so that I can see. Okay, I'm gonna go this way. So, you could put dimensionals on here and pop this up off the card. That would be nice as well. I glued, here's the sample. I glued both of these down. Okay, so then I am gonna put this up on dimensionals. So then they're just double-sided sticky dots like that, and you take the backings off. And then we're gonna mount it here on there. So I'm gonna line up my strip down here. And that's it. So let's add some glue, some Tombow. We're gonna put this in the middle, and then I'm gonna add a couple of, is that straight? This way. Okay, so I'm gonna add some of these pearls, because I did that on this one, is the dot dot dot. So you can use a couple of things. You could snip with the side of your scissors. You could use the multi-tool, which is what I'm gonna use, with the paddle feature. Paddle feature, I think, is an attachment, which goes like this. Pull it out, and then it's got this end on it too. So you can do that if you wanted. You could probably do it this way too. Then it switches. Now, the other end, I think there's another attachment to this one, and I don't really know where it is. Safe somewhere. And then this is putty, so you can twist this, which is really good for sequins. I suppose you could probably use it on these ones too. I just use the paddle. So just because, dot dot dot. And then a lovely message on the inside. Okay. Maybe give me a thumbs up if you dig it. I love them. They're happy colors, and today was dreary, so I'm happy about that. I am not stamping the envelope, even though the sample one had a stamped envelope because all the inks are put away now. But we are going to stamp this next envelope. How about that? All right, so this one we're using, I probably should have looked up the name of the designer series paper. Maybe somebody could put it in the comments. It comes from the Jar of Flowers stamp set, which I did a class on last year. So it's a jar punch, like a mason jar punch, and then the stamp set is like arrangements of flowers, and so you can put it on. It's lovely paper, lovely paper. Okay, so this one, we have our card base, which is just a standard card base, and then this one is our standard first layer, which is 4 by 5 1/4 on there. And then I have punched out this, so this is the, these papers, so the magenta matches the magenta that's in here, and the green is the just jade green, which matches the green that's in here. So Stampin' Up, of course, we love matching, we love matchy-matchy. So ink, paper, designer series paper, embellishments, it all matches. It makes things look like they are all meant to be together. Okay, so let's, oh, and they're all double-sided, the designer series papers too. So like in my classes, if you want to use the other side, then that's totally okay too. People come up with some excellent alternatives with their own spin and style, so the classes are fun, I think. All right, so we've got that down. So we're really showcasing the papers here in this card because they're bright and cheerful all on their own. So on this one, there was this sentiment in this stamp set that says, "Let's cheer you up," which I felt like was appropriate for this live. So I'm going to ink it up, and I'm using the Misty Moonlight, which is one of the new in colors, and so that's this color here on the paper. So let's cheer you up. And I feel like it's a bit naked, so we are going to open an ink. I'm going to have to stamp my envelope. I can hear it. Okay, I feel like it's a bit naked, like out here, so I'm going to, where's my Just Jade? I want to add some something there. So I'm just over here to the right, cleaning off my stamps that had the, okay, I just want to stamp. I feel like it's a bit dark. So this is first generation stamping. This is second generation stamping. This is third generation stamping. There. And I feel like second generation is going to make me happy. So we're going to stamp off once, and then I'm going again. And I'm going to go this way. Stamping off once on there. And then I'm going to bring in this little flower, which I don't know if it's clean, and we're going to do the Daffodil Delight. So it doesn't have to be perfectly on there. It doesn't really show up very good. What color? Well, actually, I'm just going to leave it. I don't want it to take away from the sentiment that's on there. I think that's cute. It's good. I'm happy with that. I got a whole lot of ink happening here. All right, so let's finish with the inks. Now, to do this sentiment, like the base, we're going to, so I've punched this. I don't know the name of this punch. I should probably know the name. I do not. I'm sorry. It's not the classic label punch, but it's something similar. Ooh, it might actually be classic label punch, and I think I have the everyday label punch, which is a different one. It's possible. Make a comment if you know what the name of the punch is, because that gets you into that free stamp set. That's a thing. Actually, I'm going to put a little bit more. Okay, so obviously I've punched 3 times, and I'm just layering to sort of beef up the background a bit. Beefing it up. Okay, so I'm just, this is not perfectly straight on both sides. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I just want that to dry, not crooked, there. Now, underneath this, I'm gonna do a bow, and when I was planning for this live, I couldn't decide which ribbon, and I've never done a double bow before, so tonight might be the night that I'm doing it. Okay, so bunny ears, then I'm tying and I'm adjusting. Maybe try and kind of see, you know, relative to the size of the card, how big the bow needs to be. So that's one. And this has some tape on it, so let's cut that off. Now, this ribbon, what is this? This is crinkled seam binding ribbon, crinkle ribbon. So now you can take your markers, your alcohol markers, and you can color this, any color that you want, for it to match. I'm going to keep it white because I want it white, but just a little tip there for you if you wanted to have some color. Like if you have the pens but you don't necessarily have the right color ribbon to go with, you can improvise. Okay. So It's not the greatest bow. I'm going with it though. There. No. We're doing it again. Bunny ear. Better, better. Okay. So now I'm gonna try and sit. I don't think that's what a double bow is supposed to be. I'm not totally loving it. So we're gonna cut both of them and we're gonna see what it looks like on the card. And then if I had comments, you could tell me which one you like and then I'd use that one, but next time. Next time I will. Let's see if this is dry. Oh yes. So, this looks pretty. Let's put some dimensionals on here. Oh, and the other fun tip that I was going to tell you about is Wink of Stella. If you don't have one of those, let me show you in just a moment. Because all of these cards could use a Wink of Stella. Okay, any card should probably have Wink of Stella, for sure. Okay, so feel free to put this wherever you want. You can put it down in here and then it really just opens up all of this paper to sort of shine. Okay, let's look. So there's this one. That's okay. Or there's, no, we're definitely not doing two. Or there's this one. Just gonna make these a little smaller. I feel like the pink is the way to go. The magenta madness. That's what I'm doing. I'm magenta madnessing. Okay, so now we're gonna do glue dots. That's these. Here's another tip. You can wrap this around to make it so that these don't go crazy all over the place. Then you take your bow and you're gonna squish it against the glue dot. And then now you're gluified. And you're gonna stick it down. That's it. I'm not super thrilled with that bow. Oh, there we go. That's a bit better. Okay, so let's, maybe this should go on here. That looks pretty. Okay, I might do that later. Okay, first things first, Wink of Stella. If you don't have one, you should probably get one. I think they're 10 bucks. It's a glitter pen. They're super fun. And then it's not going to show up on camera, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. But ask any crafter, and they will say you got to have a Wink of Stella, like hands down. It's just a thing. So don't forget to add your Wink of Stella on your projects. And you could, like, same. You could totally add it here to this one. Can you even see that? I'm going to hold it up really close so you could maybe see. Super zoom shot. Okay. And even on this card, you could add Wink of Stella here. I mean, you want to be a little bit careful when you have your inks like this. You don't want to, like, so on here I was like, whatever, it's all just paper and there's no ink, whatever. But when you have a stamped image and you're adding your Wink of Stella, it'll ooze. It's not going to ooze anything. It's going to smear your ink. So you just want to be a little more careful with it. And your bling is added to your card. Yeah, so it's good. Love me some Wink of Stella. All right, envelope, and then that will be it. How's my time so far? 35 minutes. 2 cards. Getting carried away with my Wink of Stella. Okay, so I don't know if you can see it, but it's pretty. Okay, so let's stamp our envelope. So I'm gonna stick, actually, let's do the Misty Moonlight. And just cleaning my stamp. So when you're stamping, it only takes a second to bring out your envelope for the project and then it matches. It's a nice touch. It's cool. You could add some more. It's good. Okay, so let's review then. We have made a couple of cards. Let me show you them all. So here's our make your own background cards here, our pop of color. And then, I'm not sure about that bow, so we're gonna leave it off for now. And here's our background is the Design Your Series paper. So this is 6x6 paper from the annual catalog. Stamp set we used was Lovely Labels. And so don't forget to comment, share, like, all that kind of stuff. And I will do a draw for this. I could probably do it right after. Maybe I'll give it till tomorrow in case there's people that watch on the replay. And that's good. So if you want color inspiration or you want this, the PDF link to this, then either message me or sign up for my newsletter on the CanadianStamper.ca. And thanks so much for joining me, guys, and have an awesome rest of your Sunday evening. And I will see you again next time. Bye for now, guys.